I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yosha, Yahweh Shem Rakakadash. Honors to the elders and the apostles, men in truth on down, ones like mine, for teaching this truth and knowledge, so we able to learn this truth and knowledge. The Wadi Yahweh Shem Yosha, putting the spirit, elders, apostles, men in truth on down, and like-minded ones who teach the truth. With the spirit of the Wadi Yahweh Shem Yosha, and call Yahweh Shem Yosha, Yahweh Shem Rakakadash. Give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yosha, Yahweh Shem Rakakadash. Go to Luke. Luke 16:8. And the Lord commended the unjust steward. What's a steward? Steward is one who takes responsibility for a household. Look up the word. Responsibility for the cares of relating to the household. We'll get the definition. Because he had done wisely for the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light. The generation of this world is the ones pretty much in a position of power. And the children of light relates to the Israelites, man. So they're wiser on a lot of levels. Than the children of light, man. Especially as far as in the know of certain things, man. I'm gonna give you different definitions of this. And relate to the unjust, that would be unrighteous steward. This is the American ASV. And his Lord commanded the unrighteous steward, because he had done wisely for the sons of this world are for their own generation wiser than the sons of the light, which are the children of the light. And the ones in the position of power are those stewards, man, because they're in a position where they're responsible greatly for a lot of things, man. Now that word steward, you look it up, a person who is giving the responsibility and authority to rule over the affairs of the household. Responsibility and authorities for the earth has been given to the hands of the wicked. Job 9:24. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, people mourn. So that steward is responsible and has a responsible and authority to rule over the affairs of the household. In this case, we will take it, for example, hypothetically, the ones in position of power, man, because they have the authority and responsibility and to rule over the affairs of this household, their rulership, man, or management skills, unfortunately, they have, man. Revelations, we'll go to 6. Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was red. That's the ones in power, Edom. And the power was given to him that sat on that. Let me read it again. And there went out another horse that was red. That's the ones in power, Edom. And power was given to him, because the earth has been given to the hands of him. So power is being put in his hands, man. So the power has been given to him. Power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth by using what? The sword, man. That's his blessing. And that they should kill one another And there was given unto him a great sword, man. So that great sword is his blessing. He's the hammer of the earth, man. An instrument, tool of cruelty, man. Using that sword, man. Genesis talk about and by thy sword thou shalt live, man. A cunning hunter, warrior and hunter, man. That's Edom, man. Go to back to 16 and 8. And the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light, because they're in a position of power and they're in the know of things that the children of light are not. But a few relate to the remnant are not so are not blinded by certain things, man. There's certain people that do know, man, because the Spirit has been given to certain individuals on the earth to know certain things and to preach it. 2 and 11. Let me see. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Unless Satan get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices, his ploys, stratagems, and schemes, man. That's part of those devices, man. So the ones specifically, the men of the Lord, they're not ignorant of his devices, man. But the majority, unfortunately, of the 2/3 will be, man. That's why when they'll be caught off guard when certain things happen, man. And really, they've been blinded. They've been blinded and pretty much blocked to believe, in a matter of speaking, man. Go to Hosea 4 and 6, and I'll go to Jeremiah 4 and 22. Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, and that's why our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Knowledge of knowing things that they used to know, and they've been severed from that knowledge because of their disobedience, man. As a consequence from their disobedience. But because thou hast rejected knowledge, and what is that knowledge? Pretty much the knowledge of the things they knew of the past, man. But they rejected it, man. You know, the things they should know now, man. We'll read that again. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I also reject thee, and thou shalt not make no priest unto me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I also forget thy children, man. So they rejected certain things, man. They denounced certain things. They rejected certain things. So that knowledge of things they once knew was taken. They don't know now. So they lack of it, man. Jeremiah 4 and 22. For my people is foolish. What's another word for foolish? Pretty much sottish, even stupid, man. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish, which means stupid or foolish, man. Children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. So they're sottish children. They're stupid and foolish, man. They into following a whole lot of nonsense, majority of Israel, man. You know what I mean? That's why that scripture talks about Luke 16:8, man. The ones of the generation of this world is wiser than the children of light, man. Our people are wise to do evil. They're wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge, and neither do they want to, man. You know what I mean? So that's Jeremiah 4:22. Let me see. Try to find the scripture I want. Just trying to find this scripture. Hold on. Here we go. 1 Corinthians 2:14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God. And that's the carnal man. That's the natural man. Remember, the physical world, which would be the natural world, and then you got the spiritual world. This is the physical world that you see right here. Take this away, there's something that's governing, that controls this physical world. That's called the spiritual world, which actually is unseen, but it influences person, place, and things in the natural state or the physical state. Read that again. 1 Corinthians 2:14. But for the natural man receiving not the things of the Spirit of God. That's the carnal. For they are foolishness into him. So relating to spiritual matters, it'll be foolish to somebody who's carnal, because really they spiritually inept, man. They can't receive it, man. It's just it's form of like a mental block, or a blocking for him to receive it, man. I'm gonna read it again. But the natural man receiving not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness into him. So this spiritual stuff into a natural man will be foolish to him, man. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned, man. So you have to be spiritually in wisdom and understanding to receive this, man. So something carnal can't receive something spiritual, man, for the most part. That's all 1 Corinthians 2:14. So that goes to, for my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And they destroyed for the lack relating to spiritual matters, man. Understanding the deeper aspects of spiritual matters, man. And, you know, just to put a balance on it, we could be in their lot and they could be in ours, man. Just put a real balance to it, man. You know? So the natural man receiving not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because it's spiritual. Scripture talks about like old wine bottles, man, trying to put new information. You know what I mean? It has residual old things that's been settled in that wine bottle. So new information will cause what? To that would break that cistern, that bottle, man, because they can't receive it, man. They just can't receive it. Pretty much that old wine bottle. That's why you got to get a fresh bottle, fresh information, man, in that wine bottle, in that new bottle, man. You can't put old new information in an old bottle, because you have residual of old things, old residuals of things that's still in that bottle, man. You know what I mean? And it's just not going to hold it, man. Scripture talks about great men are not always wise, neither do the aged understand judgment, man. And that goes to renowned men of the world. They may be wise through carnal things and carnal means, but when it comes to spiritual things, they lack the spiritual wisdom and understanding, man. I believe that's Job 32:8. Let me see if I can get it. Make sure that's the one. Let me check it and make sure. Shalak, number 9, Job 32:9. 32:9. Great men are not always wise, neither do the aged understand judgment, man. That goes to the spiritual matters, man. You know what I mean? They may be, like I said, and that great men goes to renowned men of notoriety, for example, of world, or even men of so-called age and experience, man. They're not always wise, man. And neither do the age understand judgment relating to from spiritual matters, man. Spirit, that's wisdom and understanding from relating to the spiritual discernment, which goes to the wisdom and understanding. First Corinthians 2:14, man. They cannot receive the natural man can't receive the things of the Spirit of God, man, because it's spiritually discerned. You know what I mean? That's what that is. So the nation of Israel, pertaining to this wisdom and knowledge, majority of our people is not going to receive this, man. You know? That's why Scripture talks about Zechariah 13:8 and 9, 2/3 part will be cut off in the land, and 1/3 to be left therein, man. You know? Go to 1 Corinthians. I think it's one chapter. Let me see. Let me see if this, yeah, 1 and 20. Start at 25. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. So the foolishness of the Lord is still wiser than men, and the weakness of God is definitely stronger than men, man. For ye see, your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, and not many mighty, and not many noble are called. So the renowned, the mighty, the noble. You ain't gonna see a Shaquille O'Neal or LeBron James probably preaching his word, man. You probably ain't gonna see them doing that. They will be nobles or renowned men of the world, man. I'm just using that as an example. But God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. So the foolish things would be the things that are looked down as a mockery or ridicule, man. That's who the Lord uses, man. The ones specifically who are low. That's who the Lord uses, man. And God have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. So the foolish things and the weak things to confound the wise and the mighty of this world, man. And that's the people who are low, man. For the meek shall inherit the earth. That's the lowly, man. That's the prophets starting with them. That's who is going to confound the wise of this world and the mighty of this world, man. And the base things of the world, the base things are the lowest things, man. And the base things of this world and the things which are despised. So the base goes to the lowliest, the foolish, the weakest, the lowliest, which is the base, and ones who are despised and hated in the eyes of society, man. And the base things of this world and the things which are despised have God chosen indeed, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. And they're exposing the things that are, man. The things that were hidden, they're being exposed, being made manifest, man. Luke 12:2, Luke 8:17, man, for example. Those base things, those lowly and weak things, foolish things in the eyes of the Lord, the foolishness of preaching, as scripture says, that's the prophets, man. But they have the wisdom and understanding, man. You know what I mean? So that's who's teaching. Get was that scripture, the foolishness of preaching? I'll read to the top. For preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of God. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. For after that, in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God. So the wisdom of this world knew not of God, man. You know what I mean? So the foolishness, the wisdom of this world is abomination to the Lord, man. For is written, we'll see, why was that? Shalak. I'll skip one. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not God made the foolish the wisdom of this world? For after that, in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God. And how are they going to know the wisdom? By the prophets preaching, man. That's how they're going to know the real wisdom, you know. It pleased God by the foolishness of preaching, which is by the prophets, to save them that believe. Hebrews 11:1, Hebrews 11:6, man. Faith is the evidence of things hoped for, but the evidence of things not seen. For it's difficult to please, without faith it's difficult to please him. You must believe that he's a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. Paraphrasing. So that goes to the prophets, we're going to believe. The man who's prophesizing and preaching, man. This was just a few scriptures. I was watching one in a minute, and you talking about he's talking about the lesser luminaries related to these people, the so-called celebrities. You got ones that are on the upper echelon, lower luminaries. You got the lower ones that are kind of like like low level, man. Like your Jay-Z's are a little bit up echelon, and even they low level. But talking about like witches and warlocks and stuff like that. But and really, the left-hand side is the wisdom of wickedness on the left-hand side. That's pretty much what that is. And that left-hand side knows a lot of stuff more than, as that scripture says, Luke 16:8. They're wiser than the children of light, man, because they're in the know of many things, especially from a spiritual aspect, man. Even more than the 2/3 are. And that's where that really was going into, man. Let me see if I get another scripture. Second Corinthians, let me see, who's this one here? 4. Second Corinthians 4. And whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them through different forms of instruments, tools of tactics, man. Religion. Using people's so-called religion, which is actually their heritage, against them, man. Religion and different other facets. But mainly the Western philosophy, which is polluted, corrupted, and contaminated, and even drunken the majority of the people, man. And it's blinded them to believe something that believed to be true, but it may not be, or really it's not true. And whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. They blinded the minds, so they don't believe. So when they have cognitive dissonance, they Stockholm syndrome. That's part of the consequences of that indoctrination and that ingrained of falsehood, man, in their minds, man. So the Stockholm syndrome goes to pretty much sympathizing and having empathy for the ones who oppress them, man. And the cognitive dissonance is pretty much can't acknowledge or take in what actual information to receive, man. So that's that block. They can't take it in. They can't receive it, man. And really, they've been so conditioned that information is like it's a natural defense that goes up against that information, even if you have the evidence and research to back it, man. They can't receive it, man. So that's form of that block, man. They just can't receive it. All right. And whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. And they're going to blind the minds of by using certain things. That's to come, man. Revelations 13. That's going to be the ultimate blinder to deceive many to do a certain specific. And whom God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, unless the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of God, should shine upon him. That's that light and that's that truth, man. That's the scripture here. Related to this, this is something short. I hope this helps whoever listens, And I start off with Luke 16:8. The unrighteous steward, that's the one in charge, has the authority has the authority to rule over the affairs of the household or responsible in the matter of speaking. the ones in power, man. They have the authority, they have the responsibility of their household. Their households, this power, this management, and ruling, man. You know what I mean? They did a very, 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 very bad job of it, man. You know what I mean? That being said, I hope this helps in some ways. And give all praise, Yahweh Bashem, Yahshua Bashem, Makakada Zaya, watch on it.